Hey everyone, Tracy Day here. Wanted to talk to you today, and I'm sorry about yesterday's live video, daily devotion. We were trimming hoofs. Actually, I wasn't. I was running the gates. So about the time I started to get ready to start my video, my husband called and said, I need your help to run gates. So went down there, and that pretty well took the majority of the day. But anyway, I didn't get to do that yesterday, and I'm sorry. So I'm going to come on today, and I'm going to do a devotion for you today. Today we're going to be in 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. For God give us not the spirit of God. Let me start over. It's been a day already. For God has not given the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Think about that. God did not give you the spirit of fear. That actually comes from the enemy and from what we have experienced in life, but power and a love and a sound mind. Think about that. That has always been one of my go-to verses that I've always went to when I've had things in my life that's been hard at the time. And I think, oh, I'm frustrated and I just don't understand things and even fearful. That was one of the go-to verses that I used for a solid year. And every time I felt a little antsy or a little anxiety or fear come up on me, I would say that verse. And still yet today, several years later, I still say that verse. Lord did not give us a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we actually are able to have the sound mind. So with that being said, I want to ask you all today, what are you fearing? Are you fearing that the finances aren't going to come through? Because God will provide all that you need. I've been there myself. Are you fearing that you're never going to get launched into ministry? Been there myself. But I've come to understand that sometimes the people you look for to launch you are not to launch you. And sometimes you're not prepared enough to be launched. And sometimes God says, I've given you the power, so I expect you to do the legwork. Sometimes we're lazy. We just don't want to do the legwork. We're just like, I just expect somebody else to do that. Well, how are you going to grow? How are you going to mature? There's different things there that you need to stop and ask yourself, what do you fear? If fear was not a problem in your life, how would you move? What would you do? What is your dreams? If your dreams are big, well, what's stopping you? It's you. For fear, well, I'm going to start it and then it's not going to come through and then people's going to talk about it. Who cares? Doesn't matter what people think. What matters is what you and God has told you. It may take a while. You may think, well, by this time next year, I'm going to do this and this and this. In reality, it may take a year and a half or 2 years, but that's okay as long as you get there. Don't let fear stop you from moving forward and what God's called you to do. Or even in your life, if God says, I blessed you in abundance and you don't feel like you're blessed, well, search God's word out and see what's going on. Maybe sometimes there's a little bit of bitterness, unforgiveness in your heart that you might need to check to see why you feel the way you feel. But think about it today. If fear was not an option, what would you do? What's your hopes and dreams? Think about that today. How would you serve the Lord if fear wasn't an option? God says, I've given you power, love, and a sound mind. That the fear did not come from God. Because God says, where I'm at, there is no fear. I know the outcome, and you should know the outcome. By studying your word, God's word, you should know that He is in control of all things. And even if it looks like a bad situation, He will turn it for His glory in your life. I love you all. I know this is super short today, but still got a lot of stuff to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. Please share this. Give me some thumbs up if you appreciate the live videos, or if you want it done another way, please let me know. But remember today, if you feel anxious, overwhelmed, frustrated, pray. 1 Timothy verse 1, or chapter 1, verse 7. Lord did not give me a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. If you feel like there's doubt in your life, say, no, Lord gave me a sound mind. I know what God's told. Think about that today. Please share this with others that need it. And today is our daily devotion. 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Lord did not give me a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. I love you all. Have a very blessed day today. Gotta get my thing over here so I can get this off.